It's gone 10 o'clock and it's time for Victory Hour with me, Victory Ikechukwu, as your host. A warm welcome to all my viewers from all over the world, wherever you are watching me from. I say a warm welcome to you. Sit back and relax because you'll be learning something that will definitely be of a great help to you. Before we go into the topic I have for us today, I just want us to appreciate God for the gift of life because we know it is by the mercies of God that you and I are alive today. God has been so good to you and I. So, Father, we thank you in Jesus' name for the gift of life, for everything you have been doing for us. Today, we appreciate you, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen. Remember, Victory Hour is the time I bring us teaching that will help us to live victoriously in our everyday life. And by the grace of God today, I have a wonderful topic that will be of a great blessing to us, especially to women. But don't say, okay, Dr. Britt, I'm not a woman, I'm not interested. No, you can use it to be a blessing to a woman that you want to be a blessing to her generation. The topic today says, be a value-added woman. Be a value-added woman. Remember, there's something that is called value-added tax, VAT. That is the tax that you're being taxed because of the value from the goods that you're purchasing. So the same way, a woman's supposed to have a value. That's what the man will pay for to marry you. So that's what the topic is all about today. So I want you to pay attention because you get something that will be of a great help to you. No sensible man on this planet Earth can resist a woman who is beautiful, caring, industrious, and open-hearted to people. No man resists this kind of a woman. Actually, this is what most men look for. Yeah, besides being beautiful, it's good to be beautiful, but you need to be beautiful from the inside first before it is a bit from outside. So what I'll be teaching today, don't say, oh, this woman is attacking womanhood today. By the grace of God, I'm a woman myself. So if actually it's coming from a woman, I say, don't mind that man, he's biased or all that. So God has really put this teaching in my heart for the women to be blessed out there. So sit back and relax and make sure that you open up your heart to learn things that will help you. And also you can use it to be a blessing to another woman you want to be a blessing to her generation. What can make a man work for 7 years for the woman he loved and yet felt like he just worked for 7 days? That is value. It's because of the value she has. That's a story from the Bible. Remember Jacob. Jacob worked for Laban for 7 years for his second daughter, Rachel, a beautiful lady. And, you know, he worked for 7 years for a kind of, we can say, her pride price. But it felt like 7 days. Why? Because of the value she has. We all know that every man has a woman, loves a woman that is valuable. So you need to make sure that your life is valuable as a woman. If your life is not valuable, you can add value to your life by your own personal investment into your life, not somebody else doing it to you. Value is what moved or attracted Jacob to Rachel. Yes, it is because she is a woman of value, taking care of her father's flock. She is very enterprising. You can imagine a lady doing the work of a man. Jacob saw this lady, said, no, this lady is something else. You might be saying, my man does not respect me. It is because you are a no value added woman. A no value added woman. Remember, the topic is be a value added woman. Maybe you don't have any value or you are not adding any value to your life and the man is not seeing it. Make sure you are a value added woman. Do you realize that Jacob did not pay Leah's bride price? It's like she was given to him at a bonus because she has no value. Remember from the story of the Bible, time will not permit us to go into that. Rachel was taking care of her father's flock. That was where Jacob met her. And Leah was just at home. No story of her until she was given a place in her, instead of her sister Rachel. I just talked about Leah now, remember. We're talking about a value-added woman. We can say that Leah was given to Jacob for nothing. Remember, he worked 7 years for Rachel because Rachel is a woman of value. But the night that he was supposed to receive Rachel, Leah was given to him instead of Rachel, whom he worked for. So that shows Leah had no value. And remember, we didn't hear anything about her until that night where she was exchanged for her sister because she has no value. She was just staying at home doing little or nothing. No story of Leah was told us until she was given in place of her sister Rachel at their house. That means that she was just staying at home and doing not doing anything meaningful. Yes, that's the Bible, not me talking. If you force yourself into a man, he may never respect you. If we get you cheaply, no respect for you. It happens. We know that. Men, they like who they chase, who they pursue. Men in their nature, they like what they chase, what they hunt for, what they strive, what they pursue for. They value because they struggle for that thing. So it's the same thing. When a man is coming after you, the man values you because he's chasing for you. That's why I will advise, don't go around sleeping, around with men, thinking that's the way to get them. No, any man that sleeps with you, he has already gotten what he's looking for. He has no value again for you. He will be looking for that one he has not tested. That's the way life is. So if you don't know it now. If you don't have the tendency of adding value, or you are not adding value to a man's life or to your own life, he will never respect you. A man likes a woman who is a woman of value. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with your qualification. Don't say, okay, I didn't go to school. No. From that story, Rachel didn't go to school, but she was taking care of the father's flock. You can do something. There's something that you can do just to make sure you're not lazying around as a woman. Even after marriage, Leah was begging and buying the attention of her own husband. Did you hear that? Yes, because he has no regard for her, because she has no value. She was just busy staying at home. You can imagine Rachel was always on the field doing the work that a man's supposed to do. That is value, my friend. Rachel was practically in control of Jacob. Yes, she was a shepherd in the midst of her sibling, a profession meant for men. I think I've just explained this. Yes, and that was where Jacob met him. Remember the story. Time will not permit me to go into that, but if you have time, go to the book of Genesis and read about it. Jacob was running away from his brother Esau after deceiving him, and he was running to his mother's brother Laban and met Rachel on the field. Why? Because she was taking care of the father's flock. She was highly enterprising. She was in control of her father's business. Can you imagine that? This was what glued Jacob to her. No sensible man can resist a woman who is beautiful and industrious. Don't be beautiful and be an empty head. So don't say, what is this woman talking about? By the grace of God, I myself, I am beautiful. God made me a beautiful woman. But I am still enterprising and I am still industrious. That's the way it should be. Don't stay at home. Don't say, Dr. Vitri, you don't understand. All this, and all that. No. Most times we will like excuses. Okay, let's say there are some men, they don't want a woman to work. Yes, they say they can take care of you and the children, stay at home. Don't be lazy. And a lot of people, after still staying at home, they go and surround themselves with house helps and all that, just be watching TV from morning to night. You can't even do anything. That money that your husband is giving you, you can do something. You can say, okay, I bought this with the money you'll be giving me. I bought this. Let me tell you, behind your husband's mind, he'll be so happy. There's some men that can produce all that, but sometimes go out of your way and do something that with that money he's giving you. I did this, I did that. So the man will be happy. That's the way it should be. Not being selfish all around. There's a story about somebody that's very close to us that she was actually saving money for herself to the point that the husband needed money to pay for the son's school fees and she couldn't bring out that money. Why? A lot of people say, I did this for my son. I paid this for the school. That is nonsense. Is the child not belonging to you and the husband? Yes, we know it's the responsibility of the husband to take care of, but when it's not available, you try to come in. That's what value is all about. Don't be selfish. Don't be sitting there going after fashion and all that. I'm not saying no, but I like fashion myself. I dress good, but don't make it a priority. Don't let it to take the place of what you're supposed to do for your family. I remember there was a time my husband, every time he gives me money, I keep buying things for the children. Not that he doesn't buy. He tells me that these children have enough, because of the heart of the mother. Sometimes you give him money, he said, this, I want you to come and show me the shoes, the clothes, the bag, the things to buy for yourself. Well, this money I'm giving you, I want to see. So when I'll come, I'll show him, look at. Why? Because he finds out that I go out of my way, making sure that, a mother, you will always, not that the children doesn't have toys, you will always want to buy extra, and all that. What am I saying? That is value. You need to be a value-added woman. Don't be selfish. Don't center everything all around yourself. You're just there eating and all that. No. Yes, I'm not saying it's the more, but value, you know what is value that you add to yourself, to your family, to your husband. Not sitting there and just eating and just lazying around. And before you know it, it will start affecting your mentality, your thinking, because you are not doing anything meaningful with your life. Be a valued added woman and your man will respect you. That's what life is all about. Genesis chapter 29 verse 9. God will not permit, time will not permit me to read that, but I say you should go ahead and read, the whole passion. It's talking about the story of Jacob and Rachel and Leah and all that. Jacob was still talking with them when Rachel arrived with her father's flock, for she was a shepherd. Remember, I told you that Jacob was running away from his brother Esau after he cheated on him, and then he met these shepherds, in the field, and now was trying to, make inquiries about Laban and all that. Then Rachel came. She arrived with some animal flocks because that's her profession. Can you imagine a young lady, a young vibrant lady that is highly enterprising? That's what attracts a man. Okay, this is the Bible example of agriculture. There are so many things that you can be doing. Most of the things that we do don't need money. It might be that you're a good cook. You can start cooking and selling. I know now with the advance of technology, there are a whole lot of online cooking. You cook and people order. You deliver from your house. You don't even need to say, I don't have money to pay for a shop. I don't have money to do this, to do the advert. With Facebook, everything is free right now. You can just online. People will order. You try to do something, not sitting there and complaining. A lot of people, they sit down and complain. All right, let's proceed. How can boys be in the house and a girl, the last daughter of the house, be the one to tend her father's flock and family business? That is an industrious nature. We're still talking about Rachel. After Jacob was deceived into marrying Leah, even after sleeping with her, he still went for Rachel because of the value that she has. Sex does not keep a man, but only value does. So Leah had 5 children, Rachel had not. Yet Jacob still loved Rachel more than Leah because of her value. You see, we're talking about value. Value added woman. Rachel still loved this woman because of how highly enterprising she is. Having children is good, but adding value is better. Don't ever think that you can pin a man down with children. If you like, give him a whole nation. If you are not a value added woman, he will still not love you. That's what happened here. So you can't say you can use sex. Most people, they said they want to be pregnant for him so that, oh my goodness, you already told him how cheap you are. So you don't have no value. The man will not value you. He will still go outside to look for that one that is giving him hard time trying to get her. That's what moves a man, if you don't know. You that is watching me right now, that you are a woman. Please, if you are doing this or you know somebody that is doing this, encourage them to like my page and watch this video. They will really have a change of mindset, because don't think you can use a sex to pin down a man. No, there are so many women out there that can give him that same sex. So don't think, okay, I'll get him with sex or pin him down with pregnancy. He will say, oh, you are very cheap, and go out for that one that is fighting to get, or that's giving him tough time. Yes, then when we were in high school or secondary school, we used to call it play hard to get. Men, they like that one that plays hard to get. When the woman is giving them tough time, they love it. That's the nature of man. So don't think you will use sex. Any other woman can give it to him out there. So please try to add value to your life. That's what will attract a man to you. If you are not adding value to a man's life, he will walk away someday because he's fed up with you not doing anything meaningful with your life. Remember, I said the issue of, there's some men, they're wealthy enough and all that. They say stay at home. They want to take care of you and all that. A lot of women, because now the man is wealthy, they go and surround themselves with cleaners, with cook and all that. Yes, I'm not saying it's wrong. It's good. But the thing is that cleaners, you can't do all the work. That's beautiful. But there is one that you can do, the cooking. Make sure you do the cooking by yourself. You can have cleaners though that will do the laundry, ironing and all that and all that. But when it comes to the food, remember the saying that said, the way to a man's heart is his stomach. Make sure you're the one that give you food. Not you're still busy sleeping. Your cook already serving breakfast. There was one I watched one day. It was so disgusting. She now said, have you had breakfast? The man was about going to work. The man said, I have breakfast. He said, who made for you? He said, the house girl. Because she was busy sleeping. So make sure there's something you do. Add value. It's not all about money or doing something, but even your attitude can add value. Yes, by what do you do? Make sure you take good care of your husband. Tell your mates, no, you can do the house chores, clean and all that, but when it comes to cooking, I am the one that will cook for my husband and for the children. Don't be staying there lying around. Your husband comes, you just say hello, you're still standing on the couch. You can't come, wake up, hug him and all that, go to the room and ask him how was his day and all that, how to take care of him and all that. A lot of women, they're complaining about the problem they're having in their marriage without knowing that they are the source of the problem. I am pleading with our parents out there not to raise their daughters in a way that they will become liabilities to their husband. Please, this is a good advice that goes to our parents out there, especially if you have female children. Please, let's say maybe your wife is not a value-added woman. Make sure your daughter will be. Please, by the way you will train them. I am pleading with you, our parents out there, I want to say it again, not to raise your daughters in a way that they will become liabilities to their husband. Make your beloved daughter a shepherd before her Jacob arrives. Let your daughter know something to do. There are a lot of things to do right now on the internet and even at home and all that will add to the value that your child will have. Give her a source of livelihood before marriage. If you want her husband to respect you as an in-law and value her as a quality wife and a real-life partner, make sure that you do something that will add value to the life of that your daughter. Give her quality character with home training. Oh my goodness, this is really wonderful. There's a lady I know that is very close to me that she doesn't even know how to do as easy as, frying some, just doing normal frying. Because the mom and the house help does all these things to her. What do you think will happen to her when she got married? There will really be a disaster. Because if the husband cannot afford a house help, he definitely has to do something because she can cook. Most of this thing, we think we're really spoiling these children. We're not really spoiling them, but we're destroying their future. Please watch out. Give your daughter quality character with good home training. Quality and respectful handiwork. Skill. Let your child learn to do something. There are a lot of people, they learn how to do tailoring and all that. Yes, there's a lady too I know that's so close to me. After getting her degree certificate, she started looking for a job. She couldn't get a job. She went to learn how to make dresses. And you know one thing about life, food, eating and clothing, no matter how difficult the situation is, people will always eat and people will always wear clothes. So you can't go wrong. And you see, she's really making it by sewing clothes. If the work comes, fine. There are even some people that are working, when they come back home, by the house, they have their sewing machine. They try to make clothes, to make money. By the way, there's one of my spiritual daughter here. She works in the bank here in South Africa. She does the pedicure and manicure here. During the weekend, she's fully booked. She fixes people's nails and she collects good money. So these are what I'm talking about. Value-added woman. Are you adding value? Please train your daughters to have handiwork skill, something that will help them in future. And education to ensure a hopeful future for her in her future home. I want to take that again. I said, give quality character to your daughters at home with good and solid home training, quality and respectable attitude towards others. It starts from the home, and a good handiwork, a skill, together with their education to ensure that they have a hopeful future for her in her future home. Don't train her mainly because of the bride price that you want to collect. This is the problem that most families are having, especially in Africa, because you are like, it's a bank that you're expecting in future that you're going to get money. No. Don't train her mainly because of the bride price you want to collect on her. Laban would have wasted the bride price he took from his daughter, Rachel. But he lived on the flocks that she kept in his farm, even after she was married out. Yes, even after she was married to Jacob. Remember at the time, Jacob took her and the sister and the children and all that he got in. He was trying to go back home. But the one she was taking care when she was with her father, remember, was still there. So if you train your daughter to be enterprising, it will even benefit you as a parent. This is why some men fall for their ugly working housemates. Yes, remember I explained this earlier on. That your husband telling you to stay at home, not to work or do anything because he can take good care of you and the children, does not mean that you'll be lazing around leaving everything to the housemaid. The man will fall for that housemaid because she's adding value. He said this is why some men fall for their ugly, hardworking housemaids or domestic workers more than their cute wife. You're so cute, you're beautiful, but the man is not attracted to you because you're not doing anything. Even do you know, men, it gets them so irritated that you're just lazing around. There are even some to the point that they're watching the TV from morning till evening. The man is coming back home from around 5 p.m. and the woman has not taken her bath. She's still wearing her pajamas because she's watching soap opera, she's watching telenovelas in the TV and all that all through the morning. She's busy commanding the house, the domestic worker, bring me this, they'll bring her breakfast there on the couch in the living room. They'll bring her lunch there. They'll bring her snacks and all that. The driver is there to go take the children to school and fetch them. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? Unknown to us, we indirectly train our housemates or domestic workers to be industrious. You think you're overworking them. You don't know that you're really helping them. While we train our daughters to be lazy and dependent. This is really a shocker. I want to take it in. Unknown to us, we indirectly train our housemaid or domestic workers to be industrious while we train our daughters to be lazy and dependent, because the things that they are doing in your house, you think, okay, because you're paying them. You don't really know that they are learning. I've had some cases of some people that left somebody's house. They went to open a laundry service where they do laundry and iron and they get paid. They now employ people, while when they were housemaid or domestic worker, the madam thought he was overworking them, giving them too many clothes to wash and all that. They learned that. They left your house, they opened a business that they are even employing people. You see, you don't even know that you're training her. Please try to train your daughters. I remember when we were growing up, by the grace of God, I just remember that story now. I will just let me say it. When we were growing up, we had housemaid. My mom devised the house chores accordingly. The housemaid have their own, we have our own. The person that will do the cleaning, you clean the fridge, you clean things in the house. Because the housemaid is a kind of a little at our age level or thereabout, a little older than us. But my mom does not overwork that person. Even you, what was she doing? She was just training us. Now that I'm staying on my own with my own family, those things that she trained me with is really helping. Please, mothers out there, try to train your daughters to be industrious. Please don't think you're keeping the house help, they're spoiling them. You are really destroying their future. I remember also another instance when I was in the university. Some of the girls, they don't know how to cook. There was one of my roommates. He told me, I went for a weekend. I'm supposed to come back on a Sunday. I came back on a Monday so that I can go straight to the lectures and then come back. She was lamenting that she was waiting for me, that the soup that she made, she poured it away inside the gutter because it wasn't for me. Why? Because she doesn't know how to cook. There are a lot of them like that they will soak their clothes and put under the bed for days. They've not washed them. Or there's some women that come around, they do laundry for you, you pay them and all that. No. This person intends to have a home tomorrow. What do you think that home will look like? Is a question for you, a mother that is watching the video, to answer for yourself. My advice to you, my advice to your life and that of your daughter, a parent that is watching this video, add business to your degree. Yes, be an industrious woman, be a woman of dignity and integrity, and indefinitely your daughter will learn from you. Yes, most of us that are mothers who are very, very industrious is helping us. By the grace of God, I've been engaged in 3 different types of businesses, and I'm still doing business up till now. Why? Because my mom is a very industrious woman. Please, whatever you do, your daughters, they will watch. Remember, children, they do most times what they see us do than what we instruct them to do. Please live your life in such a way that your husband will thank God for you. Don't be a liability. Don't be a burden. Do something extra as a woman. I remember I say add business to your degree. Add a skill. Do something. Be an industrious woman. Be a woman of dignity and integrity. And this would, in a good way, affect your daughter that you're raising up. When you are gainfully employed by doing something as a woman, you'll be happy and fulfilled. And remember the saying that an idle mind is the devil workshop. Remember I said when you're not doing anything, an idle mind is the devil workshop. You start thinking about nonsense because you're not engaging your mind. Remember, this mind too needs to be engaged. Yes, positively, thinking about good things. What do I do? What do I do? This, and that. It's not really all about money. You can, organize a prayer group where you encourage some women that are passing through some difficult situation. You pray. There's this woman also, I'm just remembering now where we were staying before. She organized a prayer group where they come, they pray, they share the word of God. Then those that need counseling, she'll counsel them free of charge. That is really affecting your generation and adding value to others, the value that you already have in your life. And while you're doing this, you're adding more value to your life. People will respect you for what you give to the society. Not just sitting there and complaining. Sit down and think, what must I do? What can I do to help myself? And not complaining and lamenting. Let me remind you that the latest research that was done on women shows that the greatest cause of cancer in women is unhappiness. Yes, is a recent research that was done on women, that the greatest cause of cancer, any type of cancer, pelvic cancer, just name it, that happens to women is as a result of unhappiness. But the thing is that most people, when they are bored, they're unhappy. It's not all about money. There's some that are living in castle, there's driver, there's cook, there's chef, there's this and that and all that, there's cleaner and all that, but they are not living a happy life. Why? Because they're not living a fulfilled life. This life is not meant to be static. You need to be moving. You need to be doing something. That's why you need to add value to your life. Value has nothing to do with money. There are a lot of women that have money, but they don't have value. Value has a lot to do with what you're doing to affect others, to affect your husband, your children, people around you, your neighbors. Please make sure you are a value-added woman. As a woman, don't be a liability, be an asset. No man wants a liability. Everyone wants somebody he can lean on. Yes, be a good wife, be an encourager, be a lover, and more importantly, be financially strong. You should be many things to your husband. You should be financially strong. You should be industrious. Try to do something. I just remember now there's this story. Most of my story here is not hearsay. Some of them, they happen. I don't want to mention specifically. There's this lady, she traveled outside the country with her husband, and her younger sister is staying with them. I know that was last year, at the peak of this COVID-19 pandemic. There was lockdown and most of the border posts were closed. So she couldn't come back with her husband. They stayed outside the country for months, and this younger sister was busy taking care of her children. Taking care of her children for her. Why am I bringing this story? The money they were sending for her to be feeding these children, she was busy saving out money for her brother-in-law. When her brother-in-law, when eventually the border posts were open, the brother-in-law came back. She saved a huge amount of money. I don't want to mention it here, and gave to the brother-in-law. He was just so surprised. He said, why? He said, uncle, I know that you will need some money when you come back because of you have been away for a long time. She gave him a huge amount of money. He was just so amazed. Why am I saying it? What kind of a woman do you think that lady is? She is a value-added woman. That is the kind of woman a woman look for. She wasn't working. She wasn't doing it. Remember I said it earlier on. A lot of people complain, I'm not working, this. She was staying at home, taking care of the children. But the money she was being sent to for the upkeep of the children, she was busy saving up. She saved a whole amount, a whole huge amount of money for this uncle that when he eventually came back, he was able to use that money to sort out some financial bills. Please make sure you are a value-added woman. Add value to your life. Stop complaining. There's something you can do. It's not all about office work. If the office work is not available, there is something that you can do with your hands. There are people that are good at cooking, baking, and all that. There's some people are knitting, and all. There's something that you can do. You'll be surprised that people will demand for it. There was a time I was knitting. Actually it was going to be the time for winter. Like now, it's winter time. I was trying to knit scarf for my children. Somebody was demanding that if I can knit, the one for their country's flag for them, that he will be ready to pay. You can imagine some things that you think it will be in demand. By the time you know it, you need to employ extra person to help you. Please try to do something with your life. Be a value-added woman, and it will affect your daughter in a very good and positive way. Stop complaining about where you are. Start to do something with your life. That is where the solution to that thing that you think is your problem lies. I've actually come to the end of my teaching today, and that's all that I have for us today. Thank you so much, my beautiful daughter Lilia Desirike, for watching. God bless you. That's all that I have for us today. Be a value-added woman. Wherever you are, you can do something. Stop complaining. I don't have anything to do. I don't have money to do. It puts the men off. Remember, it was the value that Rachel has that attracted Jacob to him. That despite that he was tricked into marrying Leah the sister, he still went ahead, worked an extra 7 years for her. And make sure you don't use your body trying to pin a man down. That is not where your value lies. The value lies on who you are, what you have, what you can offer, not your body. Men, they will sleep with you and they term you as cheap and they'll leave you. Men always love those that they fight for, those that they pursue. Remember the word I said when we used to use in secondary school or high school, we call it hard to get. Men, they love those that play hard to get. So please try to be a value-added woman. Do something extra with your certificate, whether degree or diploma or what. Try to do something extra. Try to learn a hard work. There is no late. It's no late to start anything. That's it from me today. Keep a date with me, same time, same place, as I bring another impactful teaching that will help you live victoriously in your everyday life. And by the way, by the grace of God, I think this month I'll just be running series on women, because I want the women to be empowered, to know their worth, and know that they can do that which they are thinking is impossible. See you next week. Bye.